Hello everyone, this is Cookies. I've got turn 47. Now you might be asking, where's turn 46? And I would say that turn is one of the ones that's missing. So we are not going to get to see turn 46. So here we are in turn 47. And clearly some things have changed. We've got a massive Yes offensive on Agartha. We've got Pythium and Shinyama still continuing to fight. And some Agartha Pythium action as well. So that war is still continuing. Some Jotunheim stuff is still going. So it's just a general melee. Now we do get two messages. It's been a couple of turns since I sent a message. I wouldn't know because I didn't get the last turn, but that's okay. I haven't had much time for the turns, and it shows. Most significantly, I've screwed up twice in 2 turns, not getting the right gems to the right mage. It might have cost me this battle at the Pythium fort. Diplomatically, the most important development has been that Pythium seems to have bribed Yes with a throne to join in on his side. Meanwhile, I failed to get a battle with Jotunheim. Rather than seek battle again, I'm going to join my 2 Jotun front armies together at the fort in the center. That should both save that fort and produce a much stronger combined army. It will mean not storming Naba, but I need to think about conserving my army. At least I know he's annoyed of my drive-by siege of his cap. It shouldn't cut off most of his income and all of his recruitment this turn, which is as good as winning a small battle. Hopefully my move catches them by surprise and I catch some Jotun forces where they don't expect me to be. On the Pythium front, I decided not to make a play at the thrones this turn. He's doing less than 50 damage a turn. I am actually hoping he moves more troops and mages there. The plan is Earthquake with Gift of Flighted Sentinels on attack rear. Hopefully that can provoke a rout and kill a lot of mages. But there also may be a battle at the province with my tree this turn. I have a small army moving in there with a lot of mages. Combined with the tree, I'm going to try to defend it. It's a very valuable province. For some reason, none of my flying mages can leave the siege throne. Right, they're locked inside. It's part of the mechanics of the game. Doesn't make complete sense unless maybe the enemy side had flyers, but it's probably too many siege mechanics to code out. So they need to be stealthy to leave. I was going to send them to the tree battle, but cannot. I thought flying units could enter and leave a sieged fort, but I guess not. Maybe it's only stealthed units. Alright, thinking about it. I've only played Naba with flying mages, and all of theirs are also stealthy. That would explain it. Alright. Second message. What the hell? I'm going for the Earthquake and Flying Sentinels play. My mages are trapped anyways. What do I have to lose except the game? Alright. Well, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so Shade Forest. Hopefully the last turn was quiet. We now have an Archangel running around. Fire 4, along with some Angels of the Host. Is there gear on this guy? There is not. And we've got a Golem dropping in with 2 Frost Brands, Horned Helmet, and Dancing Trident. So a lot of potential attacks. This Dancing Trident also strikes, but it's not in the attack list. And then we've got Elemental Armor, Boots of the Messenger, so a lot of resists on the Golem, a little bit of fatigue reduction, and 3 pearls. Ooh, and the angels dropped in immediately. $61 HP on the Golem. One of the angels is killed. A lucky squad route. That was fast. Okay. Is that going to route this guy too? I don't know about these word of power smites. Oh, jumps in. Oh, kind of missed it. But we see that the Archangel lost. So the Golem hit it for 26 damage, 8 damage, 31 damage, with 9 damage of Frozen Flames. So was that 48 plus 26? It's a lot of attacks. How'd this guy do? What'd they do? Um, this is the Golem rolling against the Fire Shield. Hit for 13 points with the Flambeau. And that's it. That's kind of brutal. Alright, so the Angels get decked. Not off to a good start. How much is an Archangel? I don't even know. Let's see. To try and... Was it Pythium? Oh, MA Pythium, not LA. What am I doing? I would pause for this, but I feel like it's already been too long, so I'm not going to. Alright. That gets a Seraph. Angel of Fury. Alright, Angelic Host. It's 50 pearls. Ouch. Okay. Now you do get 7 Angels of the Host, but we saw one of those died as well, and it's possible some of the other ones died in the retreat. But the Angel's probably the majority of that. 3 Angels is 15 pearls. So if we're getting 7, maybe that's 35. But clearly there's some sort of discount for the Angelic Host, because most of that should be going into the Mage. Okay. Yeah, off to a crazy start. Now let's see, Borsia. So we got the Uba with a cube. That's a lot of stuff for a cube to kill. Let's see. Oh, there's a Shura as well. Well, that certainly helps. Okay. In Loreborough, we got Yes attacking. In Ostrung, let me see, do we need to watch this? Probably not. That's a... Why is it showing this way? What? Is it just the horse? What is going on? Are these a summon? Maybe they're a summon. Clearly I know a lot about Yes, so let me look them up really quick. Is this like something a hero makes? Huh. Let's see. Can they really just recruit those? Oh, herd of Morvarks? Is that what it is? Okay, so they get 10 for 12 glamour gems. I think that's a pretty good deal. Okay. So they get the fiery breath still? Alright, learning a lot this particular turn. Alright, so that was here. In Renthale, Commander goes ahead and pings. Get another raid. More killing PD. This is just the Ghost Cat transforming. And Dovin. Oh, that's a lot of PD. But 37 dieback mono chop through it. Pretty good. We can probably watch this one. That guy's not thugged out. Oh, yeah, that's pretty effective. Fire too. So he spent a fire gem there. Okay. Yeah, that was Dovin. And we've got Black Forest. Great Hawk's Bounce. They kill an Earth Reader. Probably not a lot he could do, but we can see if he was scripted. No gems, so he's not really a threat. Let's see. Slaughtering more PD. Morvarks really don't care about PD. Alright, here we go. Earth Sentinel Hills. We get a battle. Let's see how it looks. Lots of these tiny Shinyama squads again. So, and we've got a crone here with a lot of pen boosters. So what is that? +5 pen? And she's got death gems. I'm assuming this is a Winds of Death trap. Yeah, so maybe first doing... Oh, Mistform with a Ring of Returning would be so good. Because then she'd be... Oh, she's got Returning Cast. So here we go. So she's doing Mistform turn 1. Because that first hit against her can do max 1 damage. Which will trigger the Returning. Everyone else in the army is to buy time. Even this guy's diseased. Unfortunately, these diebacks are pretty valuable here at the back, but maybe they're there to buy a little bit more time from like Draconians. We've got the big Pythium army here. Now these Emerald Guard have 9 MR, which is not great. The Angels have more. This is a lot of pen boost. The risk for the crone here is getting the Soul Slade. So that'll definitely push past returning. So let's see how this Wind of Death trap works. The Angels make an attempt. We have Storm and Light of the Northern Star. Now, some of the Draconians jumped in before Storm got cast. Oh, it looks like all of them got in. Who cast Storm? The Harbinger? Okay. Alright, so Big Winds of Death even gets one of the Angels, but they have phenomenally long max life. They're pretty much immune. We have second Winds of Death. Does she have more death gems? She is out of death gems. These 2 pearls might be returning? to avoid getting Soul Slayed? Yeah. Alright, so she leaves. Ooh. This is going to be brutal to this Pythium army. Not too many of the mages got hit. This guy did get hit, though. He's only got 9 MR. And losing the Draconian Chief would also suck. And yeah, they're going to lose him, too. Now, the reason why the Flagellants survived a little bit better is the Unaging Bless. If I saw that right. Where was that? That was here. So, let me see. At least for the ones that got blessed. So you see here, Unaging. So Shinyama's own people survive a little bit easier. And then they got stolen. Enchanted Blood, which I guess they keep the Unaging. Does Pythium also have Unaging? Kind of forget some of their blesses. Yeah, so Unaging does a lot to prevent Winds of Death. So that's why these mages are doing a little bit better. So what does it cost each side? So Shinyama loses a couple of little mages, a diseased Shootin' Doji, all the troops they had, including the 18 Daibakemono. On the flip side, though, scores 1 mage kill, kills a Great Hawk, and the Legatus. Doesn't look like he got the Draconian Chief, so maybe a bit of a replay bug. Does kill 97 of 106 Emerald Guard. 9 for 9 on the Draconians. Pretty much all the Knights. All the Serpent Cataphracts, so, I mean, this army's toast. Pretty efficiently done. Yeah, Wind of Death is scary. So, let's see. I was here. Next up is Silver Grove, which looks like another big battle. So let's go ahead and dive into that. So we have another frontage of Emerald Guard. It looks like the Thier communicants have burned out, presumably in the past. On this army, we've got a couple of Lars, though. And the actual mages are going to be Communion Masters, and maybe we've got 2 slaves here, so a very small Communion probably might burn a little hot. Moving in to protect the tree. We've got this Tree Lord maybe doing Hell and Strength of Gaia Relief, something like that. Or maybe Strength of Gaia Relief Hell, maybe some combo like that, I hope. Maybe Serpent's Blessing. We do have a couple of Living Mercuries. They're poisoning stuff around them. And we've got the Heat Auras from the Magma Kids on the right flank. The Umbrals on the left flank. Shard Guard in the middle. These Olms are gathered around their tree. We have a few Winter Wolves with their Frost Auras in the back. So a lot of auras to manage here. We got Poison, Heat, and Cold. And yeah, let's go ahead and see how this goes. Oh, really quick. Here's kind of like the kits and the gem layouts for the gems that haven't been spent yet. We do see Strength of Gaia. That spends all the gems. Okay. Divine Channeling. Alright. So in the Silver Grove, another Pythium army gets killed. Both Larry's, I guess, thugs die. The Harbinger also dies. Lizard Shaman is killed. 3 of the Theurgs are killed. Another 86 Emerald Guard. And on the flip side, only 19 casualties. 4 of the Umbrals. They might have wanted... they've got Spirit Form, which sucks, but they might... Whatever point buffs you could manage, they might have wanted them. One Shard Guard is killed. They broke through in the center. The Magma Kids busted through on the right flank. Being the glass cannons that they are, only 10 of them died. The Olms did a tremendous amount of work. Levy Mercury scored 42 kills as well for just the 2 of them. So they did a tremendous job. Alright. So Pythium really taking a beat down this turn. And in Asia, we've got an Agartha army, a bunch of Bakemono running around. This is a sieging force, so there's like a small killing element, the Morgan champions and knights. And then there's the sieging element, Claymen, Marrows, Marrow Militia. Alright, and we've got another Agartha army. So he's just printing these things. And they seem to be better than the Pythium armies that Pythium is printing. And we do have a fight in Rotmarsh as well. So trying to buff... Ooh, this is a Shootin' Doji Thug. One of the Ubas is killed right off the bat, though. So only one of the cubes gets Moss Body. It's a fair amount of stuff, but I think these are 2 merc companies. They don't really have any mage support. Big Ice Strike. They do end up killing off the Daibakemono. It's a lot of militia. Alright, that Sleep Aura combined with the Kappa and the Cube. Too much for Pythium. So we do get another defeat for Pythium here. 2 more Angels of the Host go down in Rotmarsh. This might have been a retreat route for one of the other armies, and this was maybe Siege Chaff coming in. And then, yeah, we've got Banded Hills. We've got a Pythium army still running around. And this Ghost goes after a Gija. But a few skeletons will take care of that. Alright. So, in terms of the map, let's say we do have the Morvark raid into Agartha here. This guy gets assassinated. This little commander. So we got the True Shot Longbow Spider Amulet. So Spider Amulet so she can operate during sieges. Alright, so manages to kill that commander. I suppose we can look at some of the rolls for that. Did she slap him away with her short sword? Yeah, hit him twice, once in the leg, once in the body. So the true shot longbow didn't do anything though. All right. So it's this is the second turn since the last one we've casted, so we can see that Jotunheim got put under siege again. Ooh, what's this? Oh, this is the all right. What's that mage? All right. And an Agartha army, I guess it was on the cap and now it's moving away. So I'm not sure if they're planning to combine and go after Nabat or Jotunheim. It looks like Jotunheim's army is sitting on Tiradir, and it's cracked. So I don't know if he's going to try and catch this group. Like maybe this moves on and this moves left or right. We'll have to see, or if he tries to combine. Jotunheim's definitely managed to try and collect some income, but they do need their cap to get that collected income. And then here, all right, so this is the Yes army that can potentially siege. If they can get into this lake, that's going to be really annoying. Well, I guess not really annoying, but potentially annoying for Agartha. Agartha, better than many nations, can get into this lake. And then we've got the Morvark raiding along the coast. Now, in terms of the big battles, we had, what was it, the battle in Silver Grove here that went Gartha's way. And then over here was the Wind of Death trap. So now this fort is no longer cracked, I'm assuming. Maybe it was cracked before. These troops are still sitting on a plague water stream. So a very unpleasant siege for the Pythium troops here, because they've been here for a while. And it might be hard to keep Shinyama pinned in. Shinyama now has a pretty big garrison here in Sirna. Still has a big garrison in Shinyama itself. So they're strong enough that they've been exerting more and more control over this region. They're strong enough that they're definitely draining Pythium's resources. And I'm not seeing a lot of Pythium armies. There's one building here. And there's one marching around here. This one's kind of ruined, honestly. Maybe you can build a new one from this stuff. We do have some eagles here. So this army does have some sieging power if it decides maybe to go in on Sirna and bring these eagles in. The Wind of Death trap, though, is pretty brutal. I guess if you crack this, if you one turn pop this palisade, even if the crone magic phase is in, you're forcing, unless all these troops gateway out, you're forcing the crone to Wind of Death her own army. So I do think that's potentially the best move. And then, yeah, we've got what looks like to be a pretty big Yes army here, potentially looking to threaten the Throne of Gaia. And yeah, as soon as they got some peace, they took the bribe for the throne and they went after the only nation that posed an existential threat to them, which is Agartha. And that makes sense, I think. It seems, at least from their point of view, I would imagine that Pythium has taken enough damage and will continue to take enough damage to prevent them from winning, probably. They don't have either of these two thrones. They only have one of these two. They only have one of these two. And they're having to try and defend this under construction fort while they're fighting a war on the throne of Earth. So we'll see how they manage. Let's go ahead and take a look at graphs since it has been a while. We've got Pythium starting to lose some ground. They've Agartha and Yis now have the most forts. They're tied. Income is Pythium's still. Yis has climbed into second. Agartha's lost a bunch of income. Gem income is still Pythium. Yis has moved into second, though. For research, we've got Agartha, Shinu, and Pythium. Pythium's had to deploy so many mages that's really slowed their roll. Shinu and Agartha playing a little bit more defensively. Agartha hasn't been mobilizing as many mages, I guess, with their offensive armies. They've deployed a lot of armies, but not a lot of mages. And at least compared to someone like Pythium. And Shinyama has been deploying a lot of mages, but they're generally very close to forts, so they're probably rotating in and out of the lab, and they can still keep their research going. For Dominion, it's looking like the Pythium show. Army size is Agartha. You can see the big chunked hits taken by Pythium. They've now got a smaller army than Machaka, which puts them at fourth. Agartha still has the largest army, even with all the losses that they've taken. They grow so much every turn that it's really hard to keep them down. They've done a phenomenal job producing troops. And so, yeah, Agartha's in first on that front. Now, speaking of, what is Machaka going to do with their stuff? Are they going to get into this? Because currently they're the only free agent left on the board. They're just sitting around doing whatever they're doing. They could probably get a claim to the Nabaa region. There's nothing Jotunheim can do about it, and Agartha might be happy just to be free of the headache of this region and to have someone else managing it. Lets them focus on Jotunheim proper more and focus on Yes. And it still helps him kill Jotunheim. So that could be one option. Another option is maybe bothering Yes, trying to retake that coastline again. A lot of gem income there, but they might not know it. Now, Machaka might get recruitable spies. Yeah, so they get recruitable spies, and notably these have a magic path and a holy level. So you run one of those through here and you will see all the magic sites. So there's no reason they shouldn't now. And yeah, and another option is they could run through Pythium's kind of like exposed interior. I think out of the matchups, I probably like their matchup. I mean, I think they could take the Yes coastal stuff, but I don't know that you want to fight that war again. I do think maybe their better matchup is anyone fighting in this area. Fighting Pythium can be difficult. The enslaved mine spam could be pretty brutal. But they do have a monolith. They do have a lot of shade beasts. They've got enslaved mine, soul slate, chaff, and Machaka warriors, and great spiders. But this also works well against Agartha, so we'll just have to wait and see what they do. So I think that's it for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.